As CNN 10 returns from a 3-day weekend, Hurricane Dorian is front and center on today's show. I'm Carl Azus. Welcome to everyone watching around the world. When we produced today's program, scientists weren't sure when or if Hurricane Dorian would make landfall in the mainland United States. Monday night, the National Weather Service said it was an extremely dangerous Category 4 storm with wind speeds of 145 miles per hour. It had weakened somewhat from when it hit the Bahamas on Sunday. At that time, it was a Category 5 system, the strongest classification, with wind speeds of 180 miles per hour. The independent island chain has seen a lot of hurricanes since record-keeping began in the 1800s, but this is the first Category 5 storm known to strike the Bahamas, and it was still battering them last night. That's one of the characteristics that make Hurricane Dorian unique. It's been very slow moving. As its eye, the center of the storm, passed over Grand Bahama Monday, Hurricane Dorian was moving at 1 mile per hour. You move at 3 miles per hour when you're walking. So this means the storm spends more time blasting buildings with its destructive winds and soaking land with its drenching rain. Forecasters said 24 to 30 inches of rain was possible in some parts of the Bahamas, and that's in addition to flooding from the storm surge, the rise in seawater pushed ashore by hurricane winds. The damage was expected to be catastrophic. Another unusual thing about Dorian is that it's been hard to track. Last week, meteorologists around the world expected the storm to meander west through the Atlantic and across the U.S. state of Florida. As of last night, their models predicted it would turn north, staying about 50 miles off Florida's east coast, but not actually making landfall. A CNN meteorologist says this will still bring hurricane-force winds, storm surge, and heavy rain to the state. While its future is a mystery, Hurricane Dorian's past has been deadly.
Hurricane Dorian unleashing its fury on the Bahamas. The record-setting storm striking as a Category 5 hurricane, leaving behind catastrophic destruction. Wind gusts spiking over 200 miles per hour, becoming the most powerful storm to hit the islands. Dorian shredding homes here and sending debris across neighborhoods.
This is probably the most saddened and worst day of my life to address the Bahamian people. We're facing a Hurricane Dorian, one that we've never seen in the history of Bahamas.
Heavy rains creating blinding conditions. Some towns submerged in floodwaters. Dorian making landfall in the Abaco Islands on Sunday, leaving utter devastation.
Pray for us, pray for Abaco, please, I'm begging you. People trying to make it to the other side where this white house is, but some people, the water just took them, and those are the only people that got to make it over there. Some people didn't get to make it.
Those horrifying scenes were playing again and again across the Bahamas.
This hole keeps getting bigger in the roof.
With the scale of the destruction now coming to light, haunting images showing Hurricane Dorian's dangerous power as it now takes aim at the U.S. coastline. Patrick Ottman, CNN, Freeport, Bahamas.
Tropical systems come in all shapes and sizes. You have tropical depressions, tropical storms, and once it is strong enough to become a hurricane, you have 5 categories, with Category 5 being the strongest. The states most frequently hit by a hurricane: Florida, Louisiana, and Texas. But as much as we know about hurricanes, forecasting them is still a challenge. Just as we name each storm has its own personality. Like Katrina in 2005, which intensified rapidly overnight, going from a Category 3 to a Category 5. It became the 4th most intense hurricane on record as of that time. And the forecast track can change dramatically, like Erica in 2015. Or a system that can be viewed as relatively weak, like a tropical storm, could end up like Tropical Storm Allison in 2001. The remnants of the storm stalled over southeast Texas, dumping 35 inches of rain over Houston in just 5 days. The storm became the first non-hurricane to have its name retired.
10-second trivia. A female donkey is also known as a what? Jennet, mare, pen, or nanny? A jennet or jenny is another term for a female donkey. Stubborn, stupid, and dangerous, or smart, playful, and protective. Mark Myers uses the last three adjectives to describe donkeys, and he's devoted his life to rescuing them. Many donkeys in America are taken in by people who can't care for them properly, and they're sometimes treated badly. That's why Myers started Peaceful Valley Donkey Rescue, and that's why he's a CNN hero.
Hey guys, donkeys are like dogs.
That's some good stuff right there.
They're affectionate, they're loyal, protective. They're amazing animals that nobody gets. I understand what they're thinking. Of all the animals, they're the most zen. They're just in the moment. They're never put off their game. But donkeys are misunderstood. Bugs Bunny turned into a donkey when he did something stupid. Pinocchio turned into a donkey when he was overindulgent. Neither of those things are traits of donkeys, but the public thinks that that's exactly what a donkey is. They have literally built this country on their backs, and then they got left behind.
This poor guy, he's got a mouthful of bad teeth. He's in several feet of filth.
Domestic donkeys are faced with abuse, neglect, and abandonment.
This old girl here is Isabel, and this was Amy and I's first donkey ever.
My beautiful wife, Amy, bought Izzy, and we just fell in love with her.
Well, that lip will come right loose, won't it?
We had probably 25 donkeys when we decided that either we have a problem or we're gonna have to find a way to find homes for these donkeys. And that's what birthed the Peaceful Valley Donkey Rescue. And so we created an adoption program so that more can come in and get saved. We have racked up over 13,000 donkeys rescued. We are the largest donkey rescue in the world. As far as physically going out and saving donkeys, you are physically looking at every single individual animal and every single pin that we have, because that's crucial that we catch any problem immediately. If it's hoof trimming time, we do that. Every year, every donkey gets a dental check.
Long in the tooth.
And then, of course, the training, which is the most important part.
Up a little, up a little. Good job.
We can't just send a wild donkey into somebody's home and think it's all gonna work out in the end. So we have to have the trainers.
Leah's gonna brush the entire body so there's no goosey spots where they're not used to being touched.
I think our success is because we quite literally didn't know what we were doing, and we let the donkeys teach us. And apparently that was a pretty good plan. This job is hard. I've pretty much broken most of my bones. I've been knocked unconscious. Emotionally is the harder part.
I'm feeling the love.
The vision that I hold was to improve the plight of the American donkey. And there's so many donkeys in so many places that need so much help.
There's nothing cuter than a baby donkey.
We're saving them, we're improving their lives, that at the end of the day makes up for some of the atrocities.
This is cheap therapy.
I know they have value. I know their contributions to our country. I want to see every donkey find its happiness, its happy place, its peaceful place.
10 out of 10. Some football fans settle for pennants or jerseys. A guy in Oklahoma named Owen built a replica of Owen Field in his backyard. It used to be a pasture. Now it's 1/10 the size and almost all the look of the home of the Oklahoma University Sooners. It took months for Owen Pickard and his family to finish the project. He says it also took months for him to get permission to build it from his wife. He's probably owing her a debt of gratitude for being game and letting him carry the project to the end zone. And hopefully the neighbors don't pile on and say this is out of bounds. We're sure Owen had to field a lot of questions about his field of dreams, and that may be why he didn't build it sooner. I'm Carl Azus, and we're ending this game at the CNN 10-yard line, y'all.